We're talking college football for week 10 this Saturday. We're going to look at a game in the ACC between the Virginia Cavaliers and the California Golden Bears. UVA comes in as a 4-point favorite. The total sits at 54, and this Virginia team has come out of nowhere, 7-1 straight up, 5-3 against the spread. They've won 2 of 3 on the road, and they're undefeated in ACC play. They're coming off a 17-16 win over North Carolina. And right off the bat, everybody's going to say, man, you can't even beat North Carolina without any separation. And the game before that, 22-20 against Washington State, 2 lackluster wins, if you could call a win lackluster. I mean, the goal is to win the game. That said, they do have some quality wins as well. They did beat Louisville, and they beat Florida State, 2 big upset wins as underdogs. They've got themselves a quarterback, Chandler Morris. The senior has thrown for 1,807 yards, 12 touchdowns, 5 picks on 67% passing. This guy's been around the block. He's been at Oklahoma, spent 3 years at TCU, and last year at North Texas, he put up some pretty huge numbers. This Virginia team also has a very strong running offense. They rank 3rd in the ACC in rushing offense. They're averaging 186 yards per game on the ground. They've scored 21 rushing touchdowns, right up there with the league leaders. They also have a pretty solid defense, ranking in the middle of the pack in the conference, 8th overall in scoring defense. They're giving up 22 points per game. You look at this line, -4. It does look a little short to me, and we're going to talk about it. But before we do, I got to tell you about a promotion we have available this weekend at Wager Talk. And if you've watched my videos, if you've followed me on this channel, you'll be familiar with this one. It's the Weekend Warrior. You get all day Saturday college football, all day Sunday NFL. We'll even throw in Monday Night Football, all for just $49. Last weekend, I had another winning week with college football, and I was 5-1 on Sunday with my NFL, having another fantastic season with the NFL, hitting over 65% for the year and 68% if you go back to the beginning of last year's playoffs. As always, no purchase necessary. You're more than welcome to tune in just for the free picks. I do ask that you take the time to smash that like button. That really helps me out. And if you've got anything to say to me about this game or any other college football game on Saturday, NFL on Sunday, or anything else you want to talk about, please hit me up in the comments below. I do enjoy hearing from the viewers, and sometimes people say the craziest things. Speaking of that, let's have a look at what they were saying this week. Chase Fancy. This guy is probably one of the craziest dudes in the comments. He's always hitting me up with just crazy wagers he's making. I told him he might be the craziest dude I know. He's dropping his plays. He's got Buffalo Bills on an alt line, -16.5, +270. He's got the Philadelphia Eagles, -16.5, +275. He's got the Houston Texans, -5.5 on an alt line, +170. He goes on with a bunch more alt lines, as he does in his comment for every video. And normally he's usually fading me. He's going against the teams I'm betting on. That trend seems to bounce back and forth, but it's all good fun. I don't mind. But yeah, I certainly don't endorse this style of betting. And another commenter comes in and says, "Why do you hate money so much?" And I thought that was the funniest comment, because when you see these bets laid out the way they are, it does make you kind of think, why do you hate money so much? Now, of course, with hindsight, we can see that he's actually had a pretty good day on Sunday last week. And then the guy that asked him why he hated money had to come back to him and say, "You are the man, brother. I actually thought about you and your bets last night as I was watching the Denver game. There is no way I thought one of your bets would cash. Good stuff and great work for you. I don't know how you did it, but you did it." And this is a classic example of absolutely, I'm happy for this guy. I celebrate all wins for everybody, but it's a case where don't look at the short-term results and think that this is the way you should do it. You need a long-term sample size to endorse any bets you're going to make, and don't just look at one from any handicapper or anybody in the chat or anybody whose opinion you're going to give any weight to. Use a longer sample size than just one Sunday is what I'd say. Let's get back into this game. The California Bears, 5-3 overall, 3-5 against the spread. They've won 3 of 4 at home. They're coming off a very heartbreaking loss, 42-34 in double overtime at Virginia Tech. The Hokies ran all over them in that game, 357 yards on 58 carries. Now, math isn't my strong point, but I think that's around 6.2 yards per carry. And this team really does struggle to stop the run. The Bears rank 14th in the ACC in run defense. They're giving up 152 yards per game. And I guess when you get run on for 357, that doesn't do much for your stats. You look at some of these Pac-12 teams that made the move to the Big Ten. Some of them have had some success in the ACC. The lesser Pac-12 teams have really struggled, and Cal sort of fits that category. They're 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 ACC games. They're 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 home games, and they just can't score points to save their life. Their defense, pretty solid against the pass. We already talked about they can't stop the run, but their offense, they rank 15th in the ACC in total offense, averaging just 341 yards per game. They rank dead last in the ACC in rushing. They're only running the ball for 87 yards per game. And I don't think their defense is good enough to stop Virginia. And I just don't see a path for them to keep up with their offense. So I look at this line of -4 for Virginia, and I think it's influenced by the fact that Virginia is coming off back-to-back close games, so that point spread has come down. If this was immediately following the win over Louisville and the win over Florida State, it should be closer to a 7 than it is to a 4. I think there's value on the Cavs in this spot. They're the team playing for the ACC title right now and a potential playoff berth. Cal is, one more win to get a bowl game, and that's about as good as they can do this year. So I like the Virginia Cavaliers minus the 4 points. If you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you've got anything to say to me, hit me up in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, I always get back to anybody who leaves a comment below the video. So any questions you have for me, please leave a comment below. Good luck, and we will see you next week.